There's been a lot of confusion, and we've had a lot of questions around 1P versus 3P selling on Amazon, or 1P is Vendor Central, 3P is Seller Central. I think it's a new question primarily for like big national brands, because traditionally they would always go through 1P or Vendor Central. They'd sell to Amazon, Amazon would then sell to the consumer. But that's because there were a lot of advantages in the past to the Vendor Central relationship in sales tools that they had to work with. In the last 18 months, Amazon has really leveled up the tools that the seller has to convert sales from Seller Central to Vendor Central, and now there's very few differences between the two. The question of which way is really a much bigger question for brands based on a lot of different factors, from profitability to control over pricing. Like, this Seller Central piece for brands is new, and it's something that is available, and it's something that really hasn't been in the past, so that's why people are starting to think about it and explore it. One of the first things that pops up is, can you do both at the same time? And that's really ambiguous, and it's a gray area even in the Amazon world. There are a lot of companies that have hybrid approaches right now. Some of their products are sold through vendor, some of the products are sold through seller, but ultimately Amazon doesn't like that concept. A brand should plan to choose one or the other unless they have express permission from the Vendor Central buyer. When you look at the Amazon ecosystem, there is an optimal strategy for every brand, and in the past it was a very narrow road to selling on Amazon, and now with Seller Central being really leveled up with vendor, it really opens up the floodgates for how a brand approaches the platform. When the decision is finally made, a brand is really looking at two options. It's a Vendor Central store, which is a much more traditional reseller relationship, or it's a Seller Central store where they're prioritizing control of their brand and their price, but they're taking on a little bit more of the management responsibilities. The choice is really up to the brand and the strengths and weaknesses of that brand and what they want to make of the Amazon platform.